like this match is over, he's about to hit him with the big slam.
Again, thanks for your support, and we'll see you at the matches right here, OneWrestling.com.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to Big Slam Nation, OneWrestling.com's Big Slam Nation. This is Billy Ray Valentine. I'm just wearing this mask. You know, I bought this mask the other day at a Pussifer concert. You see, it got the P on it, and there's no, you know, I can't just walk the streets with this thing on. I mean, I guess I can, but you know, this is a better excuse for me to use it. So here it is, and I'll probably use it every week from here on in. I don't have the usual suspects with me today. I got a totally different crew with me today, and I'm very excited about it because I got my boys from overseas, from the Sunday Segue TV, to tuck some New Japan with me. It's my boy Kinny Killa. He got a mask on right now, but that's him. Trust me, it's him. Say what's up, Kinny Killa.
Yo, it's the one man with no Instagram, Kinny Killa, all the way from the UK. Hey, you can see my beautiful face. Watch this.
There you go.
Bam! There you go.
That's
him. Right. It's your boy Kinny Killa out here. Big Slam Nation debut. One Wrestling fans, you know who I am if you've been listening to Sunday Segue TV. So watch this space. Me and No Shady Tom Brady is in the building, baby.
Very cool. What's up, Tom Brady?
What's up, fellas? Nice to see you. Nice to make the debut, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
exciting. I see Kinny's got that fresh trim. I'm liking it. Looking good. Yeah, just excited to do it. Like, this is going to be real fun.
Very, very cool, man. I've been trying to get you guys on for a bit. Well, you guys know that. And things don't always work out. But, you know, I'm glad you guys could join us. It's 11 in the morning here in the States. I'm half asleep because I had a long night last night. But well worth it, man. So, hey, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about some professional wrestling. First thing I want to talk about with you guys is Seth Rollins, right? The man, right? The savior of the WWE, in my personal opinion. He's nowhere to be found right now. He's going to come back really soon, and I think they need him, right? Because the WWE is severely lacking in a lot of things. I think when Seth Rollins comes back, it's going to inject new life. And personally, it might inject new life into Roman Reigns because it's not going very good for Roman Reigns. All right, so two things. What do you guys think about Roman Reigns for one? Because I really want to get your opinions on this because I don't think I've heard it. Well, I have on Sunday Segue, but not on Sunday Segue TV because you guys stick to New Japan. So I want your WWE expertise on Roman Reigns, and tell me what you think about Seth Rollins coming back and how that could, you know, spark some explosions. Kenny, I'll go with you. Come on.
Okay. Well, Seth Rollins. I'll start with Seth Rollins first. I mean, I miss the guy. It's just it's weird. It's the same with Edge. I miss Edge. You know what I mean? You're missing that impact player. And I just can't wait for him to return because when he does return, it's only going to be a good thing for Roman Reigns because right now, Roman Reigns is in a good position because he's got AJ Styles with him. WWE knew that once Roman Reigns won the title, they had to put someone with him to make him look good. And AJ Styles does that 100%. He does that by the fact that he's obviously got the ring skills to do it. He is seasoned, so he knows how to get people over. He's a smaller guy. So you're going to need Roman Reigns to use his power. So it works well. Before WrestleMania, not so good. But at the moment, I think this, the thing is quite hot between them, and they can probably go past Extreme Rules and maybe do one more pay-per-view after this, and wait for maybe Finn Balor to come up and whatever. But yeah, Roman Reigns, man, he's getting there. I still am not sure. That's maybe not his fault. It's WWE creative and whatnot, but he's getting there slowly but surely.
You don't have to be nice. You can tell the truth.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm telling you the truth. Listen, on Sunday Segue, I dislike this guy. It's as simple as that. I just don't think that he's got the things, he's got the tools, but he's just not using it. And I don't think he feels comfortable enough to be like, nah, I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He's just not being himself. He's not being himself. There's no doubt in my mind. He won't go around, you know, saying sucker and succotash or whatever he says, you know what I mean? And all of that kind of stuff. So I just want him to be real. I just want it to be real, you know? But yeah, I let No Shady take the mantle.
Yeah, Roman for me is an interesting entity at the minute because he goes from one week I'm loving him and the next week I'm I'm hating him. It's so weird. Like when he's spearing Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson out of the boots, I'm like, I don't want to see that. I want to see them fighting back. But when he straight after Mania, when he did that thing where he like laid him out and bounced off the ropes, just like, what up, my title? I'm like, yeah, I want to see that. Like, be the cocky man. Like, be the man. Like, that's what I want to see. In terms of Rollins coming back, I don't want to see Rollins go straight to the main event picture, personally.
All right.
I personally would rather see a Rollins sort of have a main event level feud and build towards the title again, maybe SummerSlam, unless he comes back around, if he's back before then, I'd like to see him wait to SummerSlam. If not, he's my pick for the Rumble next year. So build to the Rumble. Build all that way. No title shot, or it keeps getting taken away from him all the way to the Rumble. I would love that.
Number one.
Oh,
I got big issues with you, Tom Brady. Big issues with you. Serious big issues, because you're already predicting the Royal Rumble. Cut that out. Okay, cut that out.
Hey, I'm going for that cup, man.
Listen, no, you're not.
I'm number one right now.
Man. It's mine. Put him up.
So I sat on top of the after cup by myself the entire time. I mean, I just by myself the entire time last year. This year, Tom Brady decides to come in, just tie me. I'm sharing a spot. I don't like this, okay? So stop predicting Royal Rumbles. There's not even time for that yet.
See, I missed out this time because I was away. But I'm back now, so you know what time it is.
Listen, so quick update on the After Cup. Next prediction show, which I think is next week, we're going to give a breakdown of the stands. My man Kinny Killa did not give any predictions, so he's at a fat 0 right now. It's going to be a upscale battle for you to get to climb into this. But you can do it. You can do it, Kinny Killa. Listen, let me talk about Roman Reigns, man. Everybody knows the way I feel about Roman Reigns. I don't like the guy. I don't. You know what? And I used to think it was a booking thing. I'm not quite sure anymore if it's a booking thing. I don't think I'm gonna buy him as a heel. I really don't. I don't think I'm gonna buy him as a tweener. Like, I'm just not vibing with the guy right now. It's not something he just shouldn't be the main event dude. My personal opinion.
I think something that I really dislike about Roman Reigns is I don't buy his facial expressions.
Yeah.
Like John Cena, like he's the guy with that. I can always buy his like fear, or he's like cocky, or he knows like he's just gonna blow the roof off the place in a minute. But Roman, he's like, there's too much shaking his head in the corner and too much like going like, what? Me? And it's like, again, we know, like you're supposed to be like this like badass dude, like don't look like Tom Brady from Segue TV. Like, that's not what you want, man. Like, it's not what he's after. I don't know. I hope he gets better though. I hope he gets better.
I do too. I don't want to come off as a complete hater here. I do hope he gets better. But you know what? You bring up a very valid point. I don't think the guy needs to get some acting classes. They need to throw him in there and teach him how to use his face, or he just looks very, very generic, very and it's not really work. They should put him under a mask.
He needs to take. What he needs to do is he needs to take some lessons from the Miz. And no, listen, Sek, no. I hate the ball back the Miz, yeah. But look at the way he carries himself. Just look at the way he carries himself. He knows his character 100%. Another person, Sasha Banks. She knows how to carry herself. She knows who she is. She knows her character, and she's gonna bring it 100%. I don't think Roman Reigns knows who he is within the realm of WWE and his character.
Absolutely.
So what I'd like to compare him to as well is because of how well he's done recently is Big Cass. Like, he came up wooden as anything. Like, he's just Enzo's big guy. This week on Raw, fantastic. Absolutely loved everything he did. He was smooth. He was confident. He went at it with Jericho, and he came out on top, in my opinion, and I loved it. Great stuff. Great stuff.
I said it on one of the appearances I made on Segway. I said that Big Cass was Enzo Amore's accessory. I didn't see him moving on its own. Sure, he's huge. He's 7 foot tall, right? That's his gimmick, right? But everything else about him was, because of Enzo Amore. He said, I had to spell out the soft, the whole thing. That's Enzo's gimmick that he's just borrowing. So he came out on Raw, and he was excellent, right?
Brilliant.
It sounds to me like Enzo Amore was texting him what to say. You know, because there was a lot of those little catchphrases that I'm sure Big Cass didn't come up with it by himself. But what he did show that Roman Reigns does not show is the ability to adapt and the ability to deliver a line properly. And he delivered that line properly. You know, he did not look like a cornball doing it. I was like, okay, that's Big Cass. Damn, he's gonna kill you. Yeah. You know, it was still that feeling about it, and that's where Roman Reigns is lacking. But let me go back to Seth Rollins, because what I want to see Seth Rollins return, the best wrestler in the world. In my opinion, right? There's since Shinsuke Nakamura, there's Seth Rollins, there's Kota Ibushi.
Our boy Naito.
Naito.
Boom.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, these are the top wrestlers in the world. Seth Rollins is without a doubt one of them, if not the one. I mean, as a total package goes, he is the modern day Shawn Michaels, in my opinion. So I would love to see him return. When he returns, I think it's a built-in storyline for him. I think he comes back and he's like, hey, I never lost this title. It's mine. You know, I mean, if they built it differently, like if they give him some steps to get to the top, like him versus AJ Styles, who doesn't want to see that? You know, or him versus Kevin Owens. They need to bring him back as a face, because the WWE really doesn't have any legit faces. I mean, I think when what do we got? We got Dean Ambrose, Cesaro. AJ Styles, that's right. Who they're trying to turn. They're trying to turn into a heel.
Cena will return soon.
Lee's between them, or is it? Yeah, Cena's coming back soon.
Orton's coming back as well.
Yeah. I think they're struggling with Zayn as well. Like Zayn and Cesaro, they're on the next level heels, but they aren't, faces, sorry, but they're not quite there yet.
Exactly.
So that's their time away. Yeah. And so that's why you need Seth Rollins, who's a main event, established. When he comes back, he's going to blow the roof off the place. Like, please, if, like, anyone in WWE, do not advertise his return. Like, please don't do it. Like, when Triple H came back, because this is what everyone compares it to all those years ago, they advertised it and they showed him in surgery and they showed him getting better and better, and that made the pop huge. But they haven't started that yet. If they'd done that from the start, that'd be cool. But because they haven't, not a word. I don't want a single word. I just want it.
What they should do is they should take a look back to Cena versus CM Punk. When Cena won the title, CM Punk was injured or he's away or whatever, and then Cena won the title after CM Punk had left. CM Punk come back, new music. No one knew what was going on. You just hear the music and everyone's waiting for him to come out, and then he just comes out. The pop that he got. Seth Rollins should come back with some new music, some bang on music, and just everyone just erupts and goes crazy. We don't know he's coming. Obviously, you got the dirt sheets and whatever, but he comes back, new music, says, I never lost a title. People will get behind him because of that. Obviously, everyone is, jumping on Roman Reigns at the moment. So he's a natural person to put in that position where the fans will kind of get behind him.
WWE should pay for the rights of Back in Black and have him come out to that. Basically.
Oh, man, that'd be so sick.
Hey, man,
I would love that.
You guys are extremely knowledgeable, man, and I'm only used to talking about New Japan here on the channel, and you come in and you guys are killing it, man. You guys are on another level. Speaking of Triple H, you brought up Triple H, another one of not my favorite subjects, man. Triple H, what was that face, Tom Brady?
I don't know. I can see where you're going with this, and I think like when we just talked about Seth Rollins, and now we're talking about Triple H, and a match that will probably happen that I think has that ship sort of sailed now. But go on if you want to carry on, Billy.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. He just signed a multi-year wrestler deal to wrestle in the WWE. Hey, listen. Triple H hasn't been my favorite as a wrestler. I think recently he's been doing better work, or his best work, I should say. Back in the Attitude Era, not my deal. Even the Ruthless Aggression when he was like, the man, not my deal. I never thought he was that good. I thought he was just adequate. I don't want to see this guy in the ring anymore. He serves a purpose, I guess, against Seth Rollins or I don't know, whoever you want to throw him into. But in reality, 3 years? Couldn't they take this money and give it to someone else? Ricochet's out there. Throw it to him. You know what I mean? I'm like, why do we need Triple H to be in the ring for another 3 years? We got so many people. Look, who else can we think of over in New Japan just flounder? Give somebody some money and bring them over.
I suppose go on, Kenny. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I suppose the thing with Triple H, which kind of, which weirded me out, is the fact that we had, the quarter one or whatever financials from WWE recently, and Vince McMahon on the conference call said, we've got 13 new superstars on WWE, and we've got more coming, which means that they're making space. Obviously, we've got the 8 that's just gone. There's more going to be gone. They're making space because I think they're just the current crop of NXT talent that's been on NXT for way too long. They are just throwing them on. They're just like, you know what? We saw Dana Brooke debut. They're just throwing them on, which I think understands before some of them get stale. But on the other hand, it's like you're throwing these guys up and then Triple H gets a 3-year contract. Now, with that said, if Triple H is giving people the rub, I don't mind that. If he's giving people the rub, I don't mind that. If he's doing stuff like, Brock Lesnar comes in and he's beating Brock Lesnar kind of thing, like when he did, I don't want to see that because we don't need that. Triple H, he's an authority figure. That's fine. Keep it like that. You got the McMahon storyline, but we've got new guys coming up, and if Triple H is going to give these guys the rub, fair enough.
I wouldn't mind seeing like the Seth Rollins and Triple H match itself if the program is fresh and it's not all about because that. If he goes into that straight away, then I suppose I could buy into it. But I wouldn't mind seeing a full program with Dean Ambrose, to be honest, because I thought their match at Roadblock was absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed that. But I don't want to see him take someone else's spot. That's the issue, really. Like, I want to see, these people like Apollo Crews, who's going nowhere at the minute, and because he's got no time on any program. I want to see him get more time, and Zayn needs more time, and Cesaro needs more time, and Triple H coming in is fine every now and then, but he needs to make sure he's positive contributing rather than negatively taking away someone else's space on the roster. Like, I think Kenny put it best there. Bringing all these new talents, but you're still relying on your 44-year-old, married to the daughter of your boss. Like, you can't rely on these people anymore. Like, because I got to admit, I'm not missing him. I'm not missing him. I'm not missing Brock Lesnar right now, which is crazy.
I love Brock.
Because I love Brock Lesnar. Yeah, I'm not. I love Cena. So I'm not missing him, but him not being there is interesting. Orton, I'm not missing. It's so strange because the new faces are fantastic. Like, all of them are really killing it or giving it the best they can, and don't take up their time when these are the guys for the future. Think about further than 3 years. That's what they need to do. It's really important.
Let's I feel you on that 100 actually, but let's go back and take a look at most recent Triple H involvement in professional wrestling. He beat Sting at WrestleMania for no reason. He beat who else did he beat? Brock Lesnar, like you said, when he came in, beat him for no apparent reason. I don't understand that. He beat CM Punk for no reason. He won the Royal Rumble and became the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. All right, let's see what we have waiting for us in the future. I'm leaning to he may not put too many people over. I'm sure he'll put somebody over, but I'm leaning towards Triple H is gonna be Triple H again, and that's what I don't want to see. Hope it's different. I hope he's putting other people over it, but I really don't want to see it happen. What's that? There's sound going on. What is that?
I don't know what that sound is. I think if there's one man Triple H is going to put over, it's Kevin Owens. I think Triple H will put Kevin Owens over if they face each other and make him a superstar that we know he can be. Because Triple H believes in Kevin Owens more than anyone else, and he will do it. He will definitely do it, I reckon.
Well, that's what,
that's one man.
That's a good point because, he did bring these people in, or he had something to do with it, which is awesome. That's the part about Triple H that I got to give him props for. Bringing in a guy like Samoa Joe, or at least facilitating it, I should say, or a guy like Kevin Owens, whom otherwise wouldn't have gotten a look in the WWE, and I think that should be Triple H's role moving forward because he's excellent at it. He's doing a great job. I don't necessarily need to see him in a ring. I'm not a big fan of Randy Orton. I don't necessarily need to see him back, even though when he comes back, he's going to get a real big pop, and it's going to be that way for about 2-3 weeks, and then it'll fizzle out. That's what's going to happen. I want to see John Cena back. I really do.
Yeah.
I really want to see John Cena back and see what they do with that. John Cena versus Kevin Owens again would be awesome. If they give John Cena the U.S. strap and have the U.S. Open title matches that they did on Raw again, that'd be amazing. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on John Cena, Kenny?
Nah. John Cena. Obviously, you know, I call him the poster boy. I call him a lot of other words that I can't say. Obviously, Bill, you know I'm not going to say it. But yeah, I just I am happy to have him back. Definitely, he's had a nice amount of time away. Obviously, he's been injured and whatnot. He's had a nice amount of time away, and he's been giving people the rub. He's been rejuvenated. That US title had rejuvenated him and made me respect him as a performer even more, because he's taken chances to elevate himself and adapt to different wrestlers and learn more. You know, there's people shouting around, "Oh, you can't wrestle 5 moves of doom," and then all of a sudden we start seeing like springboard stunners and all of these different moves. And I'm like, okay, Cena, okay, you're running with the boys now. Let's, you know. So I'm happy to have him back, and he's only going to contribute, and I hope he's only going to contribute in a good way. I feel like at the moment he's going to come back in a part-time situation because he's got all this stuff going on. You know, he had Trainwreck. That was his performance, and that was amazing. He's doing loads of stuff on NBC. American Grit, not so good, but obviously he's got things happening. So he's going to be part-time, and I feel like he's going to be giving people the rubs, and it's only going to be good for the business.
I didn't catch that American Grit. How was that?
Not good. I only watched one episode, and that was it, man.
Tom, you saw it?
No, I haven't seen it.
No. I haven't caught it, but I'll go with Kenny. If Kenny says it's bad, it's probably bad. So
he does know.
Yeah. Hey, man.
He's got the knowledge.
Yo, so let's talk about a couple of other things, man. Let's talk about TNA, right? Just real quick, I want to get everything in here. We're going to talk some New Japan a little later with you cats. TNA, right? So they're in dire straits as usual, I guess. There's rumors going around of so many people. I had to take off the mask, by the way. It was a little itchy. There's rumors of everything going down that they're going to be purchased or bought out by somebody or whatever. One of those companies is actually Sinclair Broadcasting, and most recently, they were asked, Sinclair Broadcasting was asked about that, and they didn't deny it. They really didn't deny it. They gave a very corporate answer saying, well, if there's stuff available, we may want to buy it. Of course, we're going to look into it because we're a company that is looking for deals. And if we find a deal, we're going to capitalize on that deal, more or less. So, I mean, they could have outright said, no, we're not interested in TNA. I think there's an interest of at least buying shares in the company or having something. I mean, that would be big, right? That would be big news. Would they merge these companies together? Would ROH and TNA become one company, or would they run them independently? What would they do? What do you think of Sinclair Broadcasting buying TNA, or the possibilities of that? Tom Brady, give me something, bro.
I think it's probably quite good for all parties if the crossover talent. I always love crossover shows like the On Horizon and things like that. I love that already. So like a TNA and Ring of Honor relationship is something that really appeals to me. I also think the talent and TNA could be used way better in a lot of them in Ring of Honor. I think obviously like you've got your EC3 who's phenomenal in my opinion. Drew Galloway. Absolutely perfect, and with the Sandows and the Wade Barretts and the potential of these entities coming in as well, I want a fresh look. That'd be really nice for TNA because that's what my biggest doubt with TNA. I don't like the way it looks. Like the production, I don't really like. Like it looks dark and like almost gloomy sometimes, and I want to see it like bright and exciting. So set up new, have a fresh start, and I want to see TNA do well. Like a lot of people hate on TNA all the time, but I want to see it do well. So if it gets bought out, they need to go for it. Just go. Like don't mess about. Don't do your daft storylines. Just have some exciting, fun wrestling, and take a leap out of Ring of Honor's book.
Kenny Killa, man, you pointed at yourself, man. Tell me something about that pointing.
All right. Well,
some people hate on TNA.
Yeah, I hate on TNA. I call it total non-stop ass crap. That's what I call it. I can't. Hopefully, Bill, I'm allowed to say that.
No, you're good.
But yeah, I used to be a TNA watcher from the beginning, 2002 when it started. AJ Styles first, X Division champion and all that. Kurt Angle came in, blah blah blah. But they felt that they needed to be WWE light and try to catch WWE, and they should never have done that. They should have kept themselves, at where they were and tried to build something unique as they were. They had the X X Division. Come on, that was making noise. Look at ROH. You know, they have their own things. They got the streamers going. They got, you know, they got their own thing going on. They're not looking at what WWE's doing. Maybe if they release a couple of wrestlers, but apart from that, they're not looking at what they're doing. So buying TNA would be a massive thing for ROH. I think that would be a best thing. If WWE bought TNA, they'll just dissolve it up, you know, and just put TNA on the network, and you know, and that's it. But I think ROH will profit more from buying TNA, because I suppose that the way that they showcase their talents are in certain ways can be similar, but can be also adapted. WWE would just completely strip them back and start all over again, press the reboot button. And I think that they deserve a chance with another organization that will pretty much give them the chance to run as they were, if you know what I mean. No changing of the names, even though WWE are being a bit more, you know, light on that. But the thing is, I want to see TNA do good. I want to see them do good, but as they're trying to punch above their weight, and then you just saw like production go down. You saw, you know, they rely heavily on us over here in the UK. They tour over here. They rely a lot on us and their partnership with Challenge. They rely a lot on a lot of other things. So if ROH did buy them, you know, good for ROH and good for TNA, and just dissolve it up, get rid of TNA, just make it ROH, and yeah, that's it, man.
I think it's the best case scenario for Sinclair Broadcasting to purchase that company. You know, and we can get somebody who knows how to run a wrestling company to run TNA. And there could be a resurgence. It could really be a good thing for TNA. And even if they dissolve it and bring it into ROH, it's still gonna be awesome. You know what I mean? Like you can have a champion versus champion to merge the title. You could put it on pay-per-view. People would buy it and watch it. You know what I mean? Like I would buy it and watch it at the very least. You know, I think it's a good deal, man. TNA is really, really lacking, and they've been like, go ahead, bro. Tell me something.
I think though as well for Ring of Honor, it could be real good, because Ring of Honor, they are in a bit of a patch at the minute, in my opinion, where it's not quite there. They're quite below. Like, Jay Lethal's not had a very good storyline for a while.
Listen,
in my opinion.
Oh gosh, A-Track Brown was supposed to be on this show, right?
In my opinion.
And let me tell you, he would disagree. Not just your opinion, our opinion, because we're pretty much vibing on everything. He would disagree with just about everything we said, and it would have made for a great show. Because,
get them fireworks going.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Anyway, go ahead. Just say it so we could piss them off later. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think something like that could give a lot of their storylines more momentum and more direction, because that, I think, is what Ring of Honor is missing sort of at the minute. Like, I think they're still real fun to watch. Like, I'm never gonna get tired of watching like Moose. Oh my god, I love Moose. He's amazing, but I want more story, like, because they've done real well in that the last couple of years, and I feel like they're just stalling, and they need to like get the engine back going and get hyperspeed again.
Hey, Kenny, give me something on that. You think ROH is in a patch, in a rough patch?
Yeah, they're in a bit of a rough patch, and I'll tell you why. Because obviously we watch New Japan all the time. It's our thing. That's what we do, and they rely heavily on New Japan talent. Obviously, they have agreement that they have with New Japan, which means that New Japan talent that come in, right, they can only win. You know, in New Japan, the way they book their talent, their top talent, is that they only make them lose if it means something in the storyline, all right? Anything other than that, you're winning every time. So when New Japan talent go to ROH, it disrupts whatever plans that they may have. So it just means that you got top talent winning all the time when the New Japan guys come in. Hence why you've got Ishii, the ROH TV champion. You know what I mean? But I think they are in a bit of a patch, and I think they need to not distance themselves, but keep the partnership as it was before, where they were just, you would see ROH talent on New Japan in their tournaments. So say the Best of Super Juniors, or say, you know, the G1. And then you would still have the pay-per-view as you do, you know, Global Wars, and just keep it at that. But what you see now, you've got tapings. So the tapings after Global Wars, we got all New Japan talent all over the shop, you know? And if you look at what's happened now, you've got ROH talent now in the Bullet Club, and the Bullet Club is like Bullet Club Light. It's like NWO up in here, you know? Yeah, so it's, they just need to find their identity back again and just keep it, you know, keep it ROH and keep the partnership with New Japan, but just make sure you stay ROH. And sorry, going back to the TNA stuff, TNA, if they give the X Division title, if everything dissolved, but they kept the X Division title on ROH, and they've got the TV title, you have the X Division title, tag title, and you have the Heavyweight Championship, done. Like, and you make that a main staple of ROH, the X Division Championship, and bring those guys back, you know. But yeah, that's my piece, man.
Big shout outs to the Professor Anthony Quintana, who echoed your words not too long ago, man, saying the same thing about ROH and New Japan. He thinks New Japan is pretty much pimping out ROH to do whatever the hell they want. And you know, I mean, in a way, he's right. New Japan dictates everything that goes down in the bookings whenever these two companies come together. It's not like ROH gets to say, hey, this guy's going to go over. That's not the way it works. New Japan dictates everything, as they should, I think. You know what I mean? I really don't have as big a problem with Ring of Honor as you guys have. Not that you guys have a massive problem with them, but you think they're in a rut. I enjoy watching New Japan come over. Like, it's the only way I really got to see New Japan in person when they came over to New York. You know, I met Shinsuke Nakamura. I met Jushin Liger. It was awesome for me. So I enjoy the relationship they have. I enjoy seeing them wrestle people like Kyle O'Reilly, one of my favorites, you know, Adam Cole. But I do agree with you about the Bullet Club. I think it's time for the Bullet Club to just, you know, I think they're a little watered down now. It's just it's a lot of reincarnations of the same thing. They brought in Adam Cole. I think I didn't necessarily need to see that. I was cool with Kenny Omega and the Bucks being the super elite or whatever they were. They didn't necessarily have to become the Bullet Club, in my personal opinion. Tom Brady, you look like you disagree.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with Cole joining. I was actually really excited. I really like Adam Cole. Like,
I love Adam Cole. I just didn't think it was a good fit.
But I think he'd be real good in Super Juniors in New Japan. I think he'd absolutely kill it in there. Yeah. Page, is it Adam Page?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the one who I was like, is that necessary? Like, because he's not really that over in Ring of Honor as it is. So I mean, I know they're trying to like kickstart him and like give him a like life injection of life, but I don't think that was a good move for the Bullet.
Yeah, I mean, I was the same, but I mean, reading, obviously, we have to read up about New Japan because that's what we do. But you know, Gato wanted Adam Page. That's the thing. He wanted Adam Page in, and it was the Bucks that jumped for Adam Cole. Is the reason why he's in there. But it's just, yeah, I would have preferred Adam Cole. I mean, I've interviewed Adam Cole before. Adam Cole before, and you know, on the Segue, and he said that, you know, Japan was one of his things that he wanted to do, and I knew the thing is, I knew he was going to go over because he was trying to say something, but without saying it, obviously. So they were obviously working on some stuff before, and he was trying to find an in, and now he has his in. It's going to be interesting to see. So when the tours happen again, he'll be going over to New Japan. He'll be doing his shtick, and it's just going to be nice and fresh to see, you know, to see what he does. It's going to be nice for us to be talking about, you know, about it. There's no doubt in my mind he'll be in the G1.
Do you think? I don't think he'll be in G1.
You don't reckon?
No, I think he's juniors all the way. Him versus Kushida is like, I reckon he'll go for just the I don't think he's the junior belt.
He's not in the Super Juniors tournament.
No, not in the. He's not.
No, not at the minute. But that's where he'll go into.
I see what you
Super
mean.
Juniors division.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
So like, maybe whoever's got the title whenever he makes his debut. I think that's his first match. You know, like Ospreay had his first match against Kushida recently. But I would love to see it.
The thing though, he doesn't carry himself as a junior. That's the thing. He carries himself as a heavyweight. So it's going to be interesting to see what how Gato kind of views him. So I suppose similarly to Kenny Omega. You know, Kenny Omega, he carried himself as a junior. And then all of a sudden he's, you know, but he's got stature as a heavyweight, so he's kind of moved on from that. But there was a lot of them. Goto, exactly the same, you know. So you never know. You never know.
And they were starting to do the same thing with Prince Devitt before he left. He started graduating from the junior heavyweights and you know, going up to challenge for the main titles. I think he would have been IWGP champ if he didn't take off, you know. But good for him anyway. What I really did like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, but they had a faction. I forgot the name of the faction. But anyway, Mount Rushmore. That's what it was called. It was Adam Cole, the Bucks, and Kevin Steen, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. So if, you know, Adam Cole and the Bucks together, it's gonna be cool. I just don't think the whole Bullet Club name really should apply when it comes to that. But let's talk about Best of the Super Juniors, since you guys brought it up, kind of, sort of, not really, but yeah, kind of, sort of. I just thought it was a good segue. This is my favorite New Japan thing. I love the Best of the Super Juniors. This is why I really started watching New Japan back in the day. I stopped watching wrestling. I've said this story many times, but I'll say it again. I stopped watching wrestling because of John Cena. I'm a big John Cena fan now. I wasn't always. But But I stopped watching wrestling, and I got dragged to a Ring of Honor show by one of my friends, and I saw Davey Richards, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. So I kept watching, and that led me to Best of the Super Juniors when he was competing, him against Prince Devitt, him against a bunch of other people. I think he wrestled Kota Ibushi in Evolve, and that turned me on to Kota Ibushi. Anyway, so I kept watching Best of the Super Juniors. I watch it every year. Last year was a little for me. This year looks good. We got Will Ospreay, who I'm very, very interested in watching. I think he's going to do great. We got Kyle O'Reilly, my dude. That is my dude. That guy's on another level. Kushida, he won last year, right?
Yeah.
He's the current junior champion.
I think he's going to win again. That's my pick.
Ooh.
Jushin Liger comes back. Ricochet is in the tournament. Volador Jr. is in the tournament. I mean, Matt Sydal. Oh, my God. Yo, we're going to have an excellent best of the Super Juniors. You guys are going to cover it. Yeah. Right? Like, are you guys going to cover every night? What are you guys going to do?
Listen, we haven't figured out yet because not every show is going to be on New Japan World or going to be available. So what we'll do is we'll cover the shows that are available, and then we'll update people anyway on what the results are as we go on. Yeah. But best of Super Juniors, man. I can't wait for this because this is going to be the first time we're going to be covering something like this. We've been talking about, how are we going to cover the G1? But this is going to be a precursor to that. And I mean, we're just looking forward to it. Ever since Ricochet, kind of ascended as he has over the last year, whether he's Prince Puma or whether he's come in as Ricochet, and the rejuvenation of Matt Sydal, Kushida being the New Japan darling, it's gonna be, and then Will Ospreay, you got Will Ospreay signing a deal with New Japan. You got Matt Sydal being offered a New Japan contract as well. So you got all these guys, thrown in there. You got Volador Jr. as well, which I'm looking forward to, man.
Trent Beretta is he's excellent. I don't know if you guys ever had a chance to see Trent Beretta live, but he is very, very good. Bobby Fish, who's nasty, who's ridiculous. I mean, everybody on this tournament. The Bucks are in the tournament. Tiger
Big shout out to Bushi. He's my guy in this. He is gonna throw down with the best of it. It's gonna be awesome.
Gonna be wicked.
If I get a Bushi versus Will Ospreay match, I'm gonna be like high as a kite. It's gonna be amazing.
We'll be blowing red mist all over the place. You know how we do. Like, it's Bushi, man. Listen, if nobody doesn't know about Los Ingobernables, you just need to follow them. Bushi, Evil, Naito, Sanada, man. You just need to.
In my opinion, the best thing in wrestling right now. They are killing it. He's only the fourth. Naito's only the fourth champion. They've had him 5 years, and he's the only one who isn't Okada, Tanahashi, or Styles, and that's how good he's done to earn this place. It's like Kevin Owens, but turned it to a million. It's the best stuff I've ever seen.
Let me give you a story. Really. I won't take too much of your time, right?
Man, take as much time as you want.
Naito, right? I'm talking, he's the Roman Reigns babyface. He's the John Cena babyface. Everybody hates it now. Everybody hates it. He's that, white meat babyface. Everyone hates it. All of a sudden, he takes a training exertion to CMLL, okay? And then he joins Los Ingobernables, all right, and becomes a heel. Comes back to New Japan and just runs roughshod. This guy is coming out in a white suit, walking slow to the ring, taking off his suit slow. He's kicking up referees. He's clotheslining referees, drop kicking referees. He's punching up commentators. He's doing all kinds of madness. And then all of a sudden, you got Watanabe, who was in ROH, comes back to New Japan as Evil. Then Bushi, who hurt himself, he's been injured for ages, and then Bushi comes back. Then they have Los Ingobernables Japan. It's just crazy. They run absolute roughshod. You just have to watch a match. This guy spits in people's faces. And his finish, look, it's horrible. And his finisher, the Destino, the Destino is amazing. When he first did that finisher in the G1, and they were selling it. He was beating guys left, right, and center. So we knew this was going to happen at some point. Yeah. But we didn't realize they were going to shoot this early. So the fact that they have shoot this early on him, he's doing an amazing job.
Yeah, my highlight was he won the title not so long ago. Won it, got given the belt, shook the belt in the air, threw it away over his head, and walked out the ring without
drop kicking the referee on the way out.
Yeah,
like
he's just killing it. Like,
Go on, Billy. Go. Nah,
I was just going to say the Super Juniors. The reason I think it's so exciting this year is because I think at least 8 people can win it. At least 8. I can see as realistic winners. It is so fun. I love that.
Pick one.
My boy Will Ospreay. Come on, represent. Come on.
It's too early, man. It's too early, man.
Hey, he's the most incredible 22-year-old wrestler I have ever seen.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
He is. I mean, I've seen him progress for quite a while now, and I'm so glad someone's picked him up because he is brilliant. Mm-hmm. Yo, he's ready.
You get to go to a lot of progress shows.
I don't personally.
I've been, man. I've been.
Yeah. See, I live in the north.
I live in the south. But the first time I went, right, it was Will Ospreay. Basically, his story in Progress is that he was in Progress Endeavor, which is like their NXT, they built him up really well, and then all of a sudden he went over against one of the best heroes of last year, Jimmy Havoc. And Jimmy Havoc was just beating him down. He had many attempts at the title. He's just beating him down. And then this was his last shot at the title. And it was the first time I went. And the match was just absolutely crazy. And he won the Progress title. Imagine that, the first time I go to Progress and he wins the title and I get to see Will Ospreay for the first time. It was amazing. Very so cool. I took myself to Rev Pro to see Okada versus Ospreay. And that's how Ospreay got signed, based upon that match.
Very, very cool, man. Hey, let me touch on a couple of things that you guys said. Naito going down to CMLL, right? Mm-hmm. And joined the Ingobernables. I was about to ask you, I'm like, well, how do they have a Spanish name in a Japanese faction? I didn't know all that. But regardless of that, it's just reminiscent of Shinsuke Nakamura. He was a different guy. When before he went over to CMLL, before he did his Mexican excursion and came back as totally different. He came back with the swag. He came back as Shinsuke Nakamura, the one that we know now, because he kind of looked like I don't know if you guys remember what's this cat's name, and now I don't remember. Excuse me, from Jesus. Oh, forget until I remember it, I'm not gonna come back to it. But anyway.
Where is he from?
He was in the WWE, then he went over to ECW, and they Asian guy. They reinvented him. He was
Tiger? Not talent. No. Asian guy.
Yeah. Gosh.
Jinder Mahal.
Not Jinder Mahal.
No. What? Which ECW?
You mean Asian?
Asian
You mean Oriental Asian? Okay.
So Tajiri.
Tajiri. Yoshihiro Tajiri. Yeah. That's who he was. All right. So I don't know if you guys remember when he joined the WWE initially. He was plain as day. I mean, the trunks were different, everything, no character, no nothing. They got rid of him. They didn't get rid of him. They let ECW have him. Paul Heyman got a hold of him. He became Yoshihiro Tajiri. He became that dude, and when he came back to the main roster, he won the U.S. title. He was spitting mist. He had same thing happened with Nakamura. And from what you just told me, it's the same thing happened with Naito. Naito came back with a totally. There's something to this. Maybe the WWE should send Roman Reigns down to CMLL and give him.
Well, it's New Japan at the moment. I mean, they're sending everyone on learning excursions. All of their young boys, they're going they either go to ROH, they either go to CMLL. They've got this thing where they send them on training excursions. Watanabe was at ROH. Sho Tanaka's gone on a training excursion to CMLL. Jay White's going over to ROH. David Finlay will soon be going somewhere, so it's one of these things that they're doing. And Yohei Kosamatsu is just coming back from his excursion in CMLL. The thing that they haven't done is they haven't shot the gun with him yet. They're keeping him off TV, which is good because it means that some way, somehow, he's going to be factored into stuff. He's been on a lot of house shows, but they haven't put him on main TV, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Hey, give me a pick for Best of the Super Juniors, Kenny.
Well, I like to be logical in things, so I like to think about the past winners. Ricochet won 2 years ago, then it was Kushida. So if you're saying Kushida's going to win again, you're saying it because I feel like if he does win it again, it's because he's going into the Super J Cup, which is starting back again as the champion and as the Best of Super Junior champion. But for me, it has to be Matt Sydal, I don't feel like they're going to do Ricochet again, and I don't feel like they're going to do Kushida again 2 years in a row, and I feel like it's going to be Matt Sydal because you got to remember, the Best of the Super Junior winner gets the title shot at Dominion.
Okay, all right.
So I just feel like Matt Sydal will get his shot. And that's how it goes. I wouldn't be surprised if someone else wins it though.
So, of course not. So we got Ospreay, we got Seidel, and I'm you know who I'm taking. So we're gonna revisit this at the end of the Best of the Super Juniors and see what goes down. Either way, it's gonna be an excellent tournament, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I'm gonna sit there and watch that. I'm gonna watch your reports. It's gonna be freaking amazing. I can't wait for it. I can't wait. Really, I really can't. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for coming on Big Slam Nation. Listen, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the crew together. We're gonna have a couple of other people that way. I really want to see you guys, intermingle with A-Track and Big Ray and Skyler and everyone else, the professor. We got to get you guys on more, but we'll do this more often now that I know how I can do it. You know what I mean? I'll give you guys a heads up further in advance, and we'll get it done. Thank you for making time and coming on with us here.
Thanks for having us, man.
At Big Slam Nation. It's Tom Brady, it's Kinny Killa. My name is Billy Ray Valentine. Make sure you check out everybody else on OneWrestling.com. We got Bill Schuyler with the NXT reports. We got OK Fabe covering TNA, and we got these two cats right here covering New Japan Pro Wrestling. Anything out of New Japan, they're the ones to watch. So make sure every Sunday, man, go give them a watch. I'm sure you're going to love it. You know what I mean? This is Big Slam Nation. Billy Ray Valentine signing off. Thank you. See you guys next week.